All right, what is going on, guys? So, if you didn't already know, I was the co-founder for Sales.io. I chose to leave, and in this video, we're gonna break down why I chose to leave and what I have been building instead. I truly believe what I have built, and I do not say this lightly, has the potential to completely change the space, and I truly mean that. And we're gonna break down exactly that, so stick around for that because I truly think it will rewire you as a human being, and it's pretty exciting. I've been working on this pretty hard for the last few months, okay? So, with that being said, let's clear this up. Why I left Sales.io first. It wasn't like some crazy bad blood drama, bloodbath, nothing like that. I still have a lot of respect for the guys in there, and there are plenty of people who I have personally coached inside of Sales.io who are still on my offers right now, okay? Now, I was meant to kind of take over the B2B department, scale up offers, all of those things, which obviously is my bread and butter, but ultimately, I have seen something with the high ticket space that I feel like is pretty crazy. I feel like the space is progressing at an alarming rate, right? There are so many changes and things that I am seeing on the teams that I'm running and through the people that I am coaching. I feel like if you don't catch up and calibrate right now, you will get left behind. There is a massive, massive opportunity cost towards how much money you could have made. And we're gonna break that down as well. Now, I've always had a very direct, a very raw, and an honestly genuinely fun approach towards sales. Like, I love being on sales calls and I genuinely have fun with it. And I think that's where your greatness is made, because if you can tap into that energy, people will feel that, and that feeling is very magnetic, okay? So this is the entire approach that I have. And I believe that when we look at sales so much through these specific frameworks and really trying to get very advanced with all these different methodologies, or we take the other approach of oh, sales is a bloodbath, I need to suffer, life is hard, all of these things. Neither approach is really the right approach. There is a swing of the pendulum in the middle, which is the perfect level of calibration where yes, you're a dog, yes, you're ripping calls, yes, you're making a fuck ton of money, but at the same time, you're poking a hole in the fabric of the matrix and having genuine fun whilst doing it, and changing lives, making a fuck ton of money, and leveling up internally. Because I figured this out through getting fucking fried on calls, okay? Because my concern in the high ticket sales space is that most coaches have only ever sold on one, maybe two offers, and now they're giving you this blanketed approach of what worked on that. Not only that, have they maybe not also sold for multiple years. The industry is wildly different. And if you're getting, this is how to set frame from my script in 2021, game over, right? Because you are gonna get steamrolled, right? And again, the biggest issue with coaching in my eyes is that it will work, because anything will kind of work to a degree. We should be weighing up to what extent does it work? How much uplift did I truly get from this thing, okay? And that's where I believe the more personalized approach, the more tailored, the more calibrated, actually understanding your industry, your ICP, your niche, and where sales is going is what will allow you to get to the next level. And I can say this because not only have I ran a shit ton of teams, right? I'm running teams for high wealth individual kind of ICPs where the package is 50K. I'm running teams where the package is 5K to total B2C first time investors. I have personally sold on close to 10 different offers in B2C, in B2B, all the way from 1K all the way up to 265K. Right? So I've sold everything in between that you could ever imagine, right? I've sold on TEDx offers, I've sold on ATM investment offers, I sold in Man's 1K product, I sold in Man's 18K product. I've really seen all the different types of people that you might deal with, the egotistical one, the scared one, right? All of these different things, and I'm still in the ring to this day taking sales calls, and I have some amazing clips of me objection handling recently, by the way, which I will share. And I have just seen firsthand that the biggest mistake you can do is learn a frame, learn a principle, learn a script, learn a methodology, and just blindly apply it. Yes, you will get results, but you could get results with technically anything, right? Some form of structure is better than no structure, but a wrong structure or a slightly misaligned structure is still gonna cuck the results that you could be getting, okay? And all of this was just stirring in my mind wildly, and I just realized that I am the type of person that is a little bit obsessive, that does need to kind of have total control on things, and that's okay. So I realized trying to do something, that I don't necessarily kind of follow the same type of process was creating massive cognitive dissonance. So the best thing for me to do in that situation is to pull away and carve my own path. And I want to give a quick example why. I started coaching a guy called Ollie, one-to-one. He was making 9K a month.
I got onboarded with Scott. That month I went to 22,000. And then February I thought, oh, maybe it was a one-off. January, hottest month of the year. And then I'd done it again in February and I went to 32,000.
Now, I looked at his offer and everything that has been built for it and everything he's doing on the calls, not just him, not just what he was saying, right? And all of it, to be frank, was fairly generic kind of slop that is getting pushed around a lot in the coaching space, right? So I stripped out all of this shit, right? I rebuilt the pitch for his offer. I rebuilt a pitch deck, understood his ICP, built out an objection handling framework, ripped his soul apart inside of multiple different core reviews, worked through having him like just optimize peak fucking state. Following month, right? And they're a webinar-led business, right? So they always run webinars. But after the webinars, he went from 9K to 31K in a single month. Okay. And I realized that like when we can tap into this in the right way and I can help you develop for your offer, that's where your greatness is made. Okay. And I understood this because even in Digital Launchpad, when I was like, the main sales coach there, I created warriors there. And there's still many of them who work on my offers to this day. I was brutally honest with them. I carved some absolute fucking warriors. And the reality is that like when I came in, the level of calibration, understanding, and just sales skills was so low. And I had to spend time with them. I had to work on them. I had to challenge them. I had to fry them, okay? All of these different things. And because I've experienced that firsthand, that is honestly the real reason that I walked away from sales.io, right? Because the business does well. I genuinely love the guys inside of there, but like they're my boys, right? But I feel like I'd outgrown it. And my greatness, right? If we want to call it that, it was not created by being safe, okay? So I kind of just went, fuck it. So now everything that I learned inside of there, scaling a man's 18K offer, running all of these different huge teams, running loads of different 5-day challenges, coaching hundreds and hundreds of reps, I am taking all of that and I'm building something that's mine because that is the only option, right? Like how could I coach people on having high standards if I don't constantly increase the standard that I operate at, right? So I built something that will, I promise you, will explode this space into a million fucking pieces. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Transcend this side, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fucking buzzing about this, right? Because what I am building is not just another sales coaching program. That is my promise to you, right? Where you get some modules, you get a little script template, and then you go on a weekly coaching call and all this bullshit, right? We've already kind of talked a little bit about why a lot of that shit doesn't work. I want to build a community of absolute fucking killers. People that I can go to war with so that like, they go to war for me, I go to war for them, okay? And people that I can be brutally honest with, carve into warriors, and then the game plan there, because I hate hiring, is to find an elite community where whenever I need a sales rep, I know exactly who to pull from the community, okay? Because for me, I am making my money from running teams. I'm running 5 different teams right now, right? And that is ultimately my bread and butter. It's what I do best. What I'm really looking to build here is to have insane impact on everyone that is in the sales space, whilst making my life transparently easier in terms of hiring so I can just get the most committed talent that want to work underneath me and scale these offers to the moon, okay? So with that being said, I have been slaving away building this beast, and rather than being that little lame motherfucker, because I haven't really talked about this whatsoever, barely anyone knows about this, rather than being that person that's like, hey, join my wait list, right? We're launching this shit today. Now, there is 2 sides to this, and this is where things get like extra different. Not only do I have my own unique approach and things that I have tried, tested, and coached people through to hit the highest levels of commissions, we have 2 tiers of this. So we have Ascend, which is for everyone who is a sales rep, setters, closers, everyone that is looking to master the skill of sales. And it's going to go through everything that you would need to know, right? I'm probably going to put like an overlay right now of a bit of a walkthrough of what's inside of there, right? So you can get a taste of that. And then what we also have is Transcend. This is where I feel like there's a big gap in the market. This is for people that want to implement some of the most proven processes that I've used for some of the biggest names in the space and take their offer to the next level, okay? And ultimately, this is really also for that ascension pathway, right? And I believe that there's such a categorically small segment of the market that is tapping into this stuff. Like, what does that progression actually look like? How can you make it happen? And how can you land on an offer and truly scale it to the moon without questioning yourself? How do you run team meetings? How do you run events, right? How do you hire? All of these things. How do you build a pitch? Everything that I know how to do, I have put into this. Okay, so this is a no-brainer. Now, is it 8K? Is it 10K? Is it 20K? Is it 15K? No, fuck no, right? I don't need the money. Now, I need a barrier to entry so my community isn't filled transparently with a bunch of retards, but what I need is skin in the game, that's it. So yes, I could charge high ticket for this stuff because I have been in every mentorship and community and sales training that you could ever imagine. Truly, if you know it, I've probably been in it, right? So I could absolutely charge very high ticket for this. I can promise you on that. That's my goal. Give you way more value than you would ever get in any high ticket program, community, anything like that ever for a stupidly low ticket price. The funnel itself is going to be in the description. You're going to see how wildly priced this is because I want this to be something that is such a no-brainer where you get so much value that you look back and say, this was the single-handed most greatest decision that I have ever made in my life. It has allowed me to create massive fuck you money within my life, and everyone around me, the butterfly effect, is noticing the benefits of that. My friends, my family, my circle, my team, everything. Okay, and that is my goal, that is my promise with Transcend. I keep pointing to the wrong way because I believe that that is the way that things need to be. I think that if you are learning from someone whose basically sole focus is just sales coaching, one, they're out of the ring. Two, they need that money. This is not about me needing money. This is truly about me knowing that you have skin in the game, but building a team of warriors so that I can place you onto different offers that I know are proven, mostly mine, right? So that I have an easier life, but I love coaching. But I love coaching in my way. So that's my promise to you is like, if you are a softie, if you want to talk about your childhood trauma, probably not the place for you. But if you want to burn the boats, you want to become the highest level sales rep, closer, sales manager, offer owner that you could ever fathom, this is 100% the right place for you. And I would love to welcome you into the home. Now, to make this even more of a no-brainer, like I said, this launches today. I am doing a crazy launch week with some of the best names in the space, okay? And I want you to strap in for some of these names, okay? So there's going to be Jim Miller, who is the VP of sales for Tony Robbins and Ty Lopez and a bunch of other huge names. This is someone that is like a golden nugget of the sales space that people don't know about, right? This is where you're getting true battle-tested knowledge, okay? Alongside this, I'm gonna have Temple Naylor as well, right? This is someone that I've personally learned from and one of the few people that I actually believe in the skill set and is an absolute stud. Now, there's also gonna be a bunch of other guest speakers who are yet to be announced, but alongside this, who would I want to run this community with? If you have watched my YouTube before, there was one coaching call that I done with Alfie Bates, and you best believe that Alfie is going to be in here running a lot of the coaching calls with me so that we can give you the most holistic, well-rounded approach, because I truly believe that Alfie's approach is so in line with mine. But Alfie has been in the sales space for 12 years, 7 of those years in the high ticket space. He's made over 50K in comms, right? He has like managed some of the best offers in the space. He's ran sales agency. He just scaled William Brown's team. I got him into William Brown's team. I used to work with William Brown. He's come in, they've ran events, etc. 1.1 mil this month. Never really broke that kind of 300, 400K a month mark. This is someone that I would put so much trust and lifeblood into, and that's why I want him to be involved in this, okay? So with that being said, there is a lot more to come, but this is the announcement video. This is everything that you would need to see or know to get the high level overview on exactly what this is. And like I said, at this price point, I'd made it an absolute no-brainer. So if you're the kind of person that looks at the price and you're actually weighing it up, I would probably say this just isn't the right place for you, truly. Like, I give a lot of value for free on this YouTube, but inside of there, you will have everything that you would need from A to Z on both closing and setting and on sales management and scaling offers. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Transcend. Keep doing that. Transcend.info. Go check it out. I hope to see you on the inside. Strap in, because this is going to be truly transformative, and I am pouring everything that I have into this because I want everyone here to succeed, and I don't want anyone to get left behind with the way that this sales space is violently changing. With that being said, I am out of here. I will catch you all soon. Peace and love.